A swayel mcwat, Noel young tel squeak, Tlitzel acto, Tzitolitzel hualalam yel squall. Hello everyone, my name is Noel Young. I am from Ch'akto Band in Stalo territory, and I thank you all for listening to my words today. In my time at UFV, I have completed the Indigenous Studies Certificate and the Intermediate Halq'eméylem Language Proficiency Certificate. These two creations for my Indigenous Resurgence class were born out of a dark time engaging in heavy work. I struggled to continuously engage in the deep and tangled roots of intergenerational trauma from the impacts of assimilation that colonization brought upon Indigenous people. However, this project was a powerful way to end the semester and my time at UFV, feeling energized and strong. The inspiration for the weaving and the prayer written on the drum arose from the Halq'eméylem word, wóweqem. In my Halq'eméylem class, we were being encouraged to explore the Dictionary of Upriver Halq'eméylem created by linguist Brent D. Galloway. In my struggle, it was as if Chichelth Siam, creator, knew I needed guidance, or perhaps was restoring a little fire in my spirit, and wóweqem appeared with its definition: glowing of coals not quite gone out yet, red blaze of a fire. I began with this thought: Qualuch tset yashwili to wóweqem, kasu yawal as le amastuch tset, to palakal hula to tomiyuk tset. This translates to, our spirits have the red blaze of a fire, and we pass the torch forward to our future generations. My weaving fingers carry the work of my great-great-great-aunt Josephine Kelly, a member of the Salish Weavers Guild that began in 1971 to revitalize Coast Salish weaving techniques. The guild ended around 1990, but played an important role in promoting the health and healing of Stalo people in the Fraser Valley. I learned how to weave from hereditary chief Janice George of Squamish and her partner Willard Buddy Joseph in the spring of 2023. They are among the leaders of Coast Salish weaving revitalization today. The weaving is representative of the glowing coals left from a fire where wood is burnt, smoke wanders, but the heart of the embers still glow with life. The gray wool woven into this piece was carded and spun by Josephine Kelly in the 1980s and found its way back to my mum from a friend of a friend's basement. Coast Salish weaving is where the journey home to my cultural identity began, and I have my ancestors to thank for keeping this important work alive for me to continue today. On the surface of the drum, I've painted an illustration and Halq'eméylem prayer I wrote during my struggle. Since beginning my Halq'eméylem language journey in the fall of 2023, I quickly learnt how much the language informs the Stalo worldview. Having the documentation of the oral language signifies, like Stalo Huelmuch, First Nations people, and S'altemech, our land, the language can live and adapt to the present world and not be relics of a historical past. Halq'eméylem revitalization began around 1970 when elders worked with linguists to document what they remembered of the language after having it literally beaten out of them in residential school. In 1972, the Kokalitsa Cultural Education Center was formed to preserve and foster the Stalo cultural worldview, and grounding of their work in the Halq'eméylem language was key to this vision. To me, wóweqem is the heart and essence of Indigenous resurgence. To reignite a fire from glowing embers, it requires 3 elements: fuel, heat, and oxygen. Indigenous resurgence requires fuel, which is our right to self-determination, and it requires heat, which is our efforts to learn from our elders and ancestors to keep our cultural practices and ways of being alive. Most importantly, Our resurgence needs oxygen. Our voices being heard for a better collective future and giving breath to our Indigenous languages that have been asleep for far too long. Despite it all, colonial assimilating tactics failed. Stalo Coast Salish people and culture are still here and will always be here. O Chichel Siam, Hwma Tal Squalwell, Hwalam Tas Iwis. Iwis Thaich Al Wethet Hlil Kalalwis Arthet. May Thaich Sliluchwech et Tal Kal Squalwell. Temtam te temuch ma chwathiatil as eam Thaich, Kastatuel Thaich. Yok at Thaich Chuch kama ealuch Laich. Qualuchwes tel shwili to wóweqem ukwels alua. Hlek lametsel ukwes iwis Thaich o chichel siam. O Creator, I open my heart to your teachings. Guide me to do the best I can when I am afraid to do hard things. Help me be calm in the storm of my bad thoughts. When the world becomes dark, make me strong and bright. You break me open to bring me back to a good life. My spirit has the red blaze of a fire because I am with you. I know myself because you guide me home, O Creator.